Hello and welcome to the video presentation of my final year project. I'm Sahani Piris and the solution that has been developed is Auxi. Auxi is a university student's mental health assistant towards predictive early mental health diagnosis and management. The main problem that was focused on by this research project was the university student struggling with mental illness. There are many factors that contribute to this, such as the process of medication is complicated. There is a lack of incident tracking. There are social factors such as stigma surrounding mental illness. Academic distress is caused by their environment, and there is a lack of mental health care professionals. For counselors, there is a difficulty in forming a diagnosis due to the lack of resources, and they are unable to provide adequate care to struggling students. There are two main types of users of Auxi: student users and counselor users. Student users will primarily use the solution for better management of their mental health through awareness, community support, and a supplementary to diagnosis. Counselor users will use this application to identify students under their care in need of special attention as well as to help their provision of mental health care. To achieve its objectives, Auxi utilizes two different applications of machine learning. The first is a rule-based machine learning model for the diagnosis of the university student. This utilizes the set guidelines by the Diagnostic and Statistic Manual 5, which is the standard guide for diagnosis in the mental health care industry. The second is a social media analysis model for the prediction of whether the student user is likely to develop psychological issues or not. There are many research-based features that help Auxi better help the mental well-being of university students. Firstly, to provide a support group, the feed section has been integrated. To increase mental health awareness, informative articles will be uploaded by the counselor user and will be recommended based on the diagnosis to the student user. The daily tracker takes the input of a PERMA model as well as the mood rating and the number of hours of sleep, which all contribute to the mental health of students. And there is also a chatbot that helps with interaction with the student user and supplements better mental health for the student. Let's now get started with the application demo. When the user first comes on to Auxi, there will be a series of informative screens to let the user know what Auxi is about. For example, the meaning of the word Auxi comes from the word auxiliary, which means to provide help or support, which is what Auxi hopes to do for university students and counselors. As you can see, the purpose of Auxi has been laid out as to help the user maintain their mental well-being. The features of Auxi have been identified for the user so that they may utilize it and identify what would be useful to them. The student user can sign up to the system by entering the relevant details. Once the details are entered, they must click the sign up button. On click of the sign up button will take the student user to the screen where they must enter a verification OTP that has been sent to their email. As you can see, I have received that email. When the user first creates an account, they are immediately prompted to take the diagnostic test. Once the symptoms have been entered, they can save the diagnostic test. Next, the user will be prompted to take the daily tracker. And for more information on how to answer these questions, the user can refer to this panel where it describes what each expectation is. This uses the PERMA theory, and the user can then make their selection and submit the daily tracker. When the daily tracker has been completed, the user will be able to see that they are done for the day and that they can come back tomorrow for their next update. The user has a profile such as this that they can refer to, and they can view their suggestions here. And these are the suggestions that have been made to this user based on their diagnosis. And as you can see, they can access the daily tracker, which they have already completed, and also their statistics. This report will incrementally be completed until a 2-week time period is passed, and then they will be prompted to view the report, which will then be complete. Until then, the statistics are collected every day. To increase mental health awareness, Auxi has implemented the informative article section, where the counselor user will update certain articles that can be viewed by the user. And there is also a feed section which allows the user to engage with a support group of similar individuals. The user is also able to engage with the chatbot found here, and they can speak to the chatbot and interact with it, and appropriate responses have been constructed. For the counselor sign up, the system admin must invite the counselor user. For this purpose, the system admin must first log into the system. Then they must enter the counselor email. Once the email has been sent, they will receive a temporary password in their email, as seen here. Then they must use their email address and this given password to log into the system, and they will log in as a counselor user. We are now logged in as a counselor user, and as you can see, there are two functionality for the counselor. They are able to view at-risk students, and at the moment there are none. And they are able to add informative material, so they can post to the informative material section of the application, and the student users will be able to view this material to increase their mental health awareness. This concludes the demonstration of my final year project prototype, Auxi. Thank you for watching.